This is Jonathan Aggoff here for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm up here at the Steel City Gym in Sheffield, joined by Levi Kinsiona, super lightweight contender. How you doing, Levi?
I'm really good. And just like to say, sorry for the sweat. I'm not nervous. I've just been sparring.
Absolutely. Just witnessed a solid sparring session. You got a fight coming up. You're 6-1 at the moment. Talk me through sort of the start to your pro career so far.
So I started boxing quite late. I started about 17, 18 down at Jubilee Gym in Hillsborough, and had about 2-3 fights down there, and then moved to Steel City Gym with Grant, where I'm still based now as a professional. And literally I just boxed in championships from the novices, intermediates, NABCs, elites, and I won the novices, and I got to the semi-finals of the NABCs, got to the Yorkshire finals of the elites. So I had a good journey, and now as a pro, won my first 6, and then had lost my last 5. I'm out again in 2 weeks and righting all my wrongs, really.
I mean, talk to me about that last fight. You said you lost the fight. How did it go for you?
For me personally, I thought I was on top of the fight. I was winning. I hurt the kid in the 6th round, hurt him really bad. So I thought 7th round, I'll get him out of there. And with my lack of experience, my trainer told me, no, get the rounds in and win on points. At 7th round, I went to stop him, got caught with a big shot. And my inexperience again, I tried getting up after like the 2nd count, and then got up and my legs went, referee counted me out. But it's all learning, it's all experience. I know not to do that again, not to listen to my corner, and then that's how we get the win.
You seem pretty sort of diplomatic about it. You did take the loss, but as you say, you know for next time. How does it feel like a loss in the sense that, all right, you did lose the fight, but as you say, you're learning, and you know next time that if a situation arises, you'll treat it differently, essentially.
Yeah, to be honest, at the moment in time, it felt like the worst thing ever. Like having the ref say that you've lost, getting out the ring, and obviously seeing the people that come to support you. At that moment in time, it felt like the worst thing ever. But then obviously, as your family and friends come around you, then you start seeing that the loss isn't that important. At the end of the day, you both go in there to give everyone a good show, and we did put on a brilliant show. We got Fight of the Year from Boxing King Media and Boxing Guru for that fight. So I was just happy to come out of my health, happy that I learnt a lesson, and that I got straight back in the gym 3 days after, correcting my mistakes, and now I'm back ready to go again.
What's it like training up here at the Steel City Gym? You've got the likes of former world champion Charlie Edwards, who's moving up in weight. You've got Sonny and Dalton. It's quite a thriving gym.
This gym is booming, and it's been booming since the amateurs. Like, we've been winning a lot, and it's been crazy. Like, everyone pushing each other, seeing all the titles coming in and out of the gym from all the boxers, my brother as well, and that's what I want to achieve. And obviously I'm pushing for that, and I know I will get titles. Like, little mistakes get made during your career, but we learn on the job, and then it's how you adapt from that, how you move on, how you pick yourself up, and how you keep moving. And all the lads have been really, really supportive, and we've worked hard, been training together for weeks and weeks and weeks, even though that no one's really got dates. I've got a date and Dalton just got a date, but we've been training together since Christmas. No time off, so we're pushing.
So you mentioned also your brother trains here. Do you come from quite a sort of boxing driven family?
Yeah, I'd say I do. All my brothers are boxers at some point. So we're from London as well, down from Croydon, and my older brothers boxed down there. When we moved up to Sheffield, just carried on boxing. There's only me and one of my older brothers that box now. The rest of them packed it in. But yeah, he's doing well. He's won the Central area. He's boxing in the English title eliminator, and then hopefully when he gets that win, he'll box at the English. So yeah, it's definitely a boxing family. My mum and dad love it. Always ringside. Oh yeah, it's great.
I mean, this year, as you say, you're back out in 2 weeks. What sort of level are you targeting? Are you looking for sort of titles towards the end of the year, even sooner? You've had 7 fights already, so are you sort of looking to that, or are you happy to sort of continue building?
So I had my 7 fights in a year. I've only been professional a year, and a lot of people could say I rushed the first 7 fights. Like, I was just boxing back to back to back all the time. I wanted the experience. That's how you learn, if you're just continuously doing it. But this year, I want to go a little bit slower. I'm still chasing titles, but I want to have at least 4 fights this year. My tune-up fight, which is coming up in 2 weeks, and I want to pick the rounds up, a 6-rounder, then get an 8-rounder, and then a 10-round title fight to end the year, and that'd be great for me.
At sort of the elite of the super lightweight division, you've got the likes of Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez. Josh Taylor I've spoken to Dalton about before, he sort of inspires him. Is that sort of your inspiration at sort of the elite level?
Oh, 100%. Like, I look to Josh Taylor as like, he's achieved so much in the sport and in great fashion as well, like the people that he's beat. And if any boxer doesn't aspire to do that or want to go that route and box the best in the game, then you're in the wrong sport, really. Like, everybody really knows that I'm the type of person, I'll box anyone. I'll box a kid with O's, I'll box anyone that calls me out. I just want to box. Like, I don't care who I box. I want the good fights, I want to entertain the crowd. I just want to fight.
I mean, this looking like this year Josh Taylor will get that unification, the undisputed fight with Jose Ramirez. How would you see that fight going?
Jose Ramirez is really, really good, and he can cause Josh Taylor problems, but I think if you get a switched on Josh Taylor, I think he beats everybody out there for me, and I see him going up to welterweight and doing the same thing there. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Do you want to come on to sort of the big fights coming up as well, Fury and Wilder? How do you see the second fight going? A lot of people split. How do you break it down for me?
I've always been a Bomb Squad fan. Like, Deontay Wilder, just that the presence that he carries. Obviously, Tyson Fury carries a big presence himself, but I don't know, it's just Deontay Wilder. I love the power. Like, especially with him not being as high profile as Tyson Fury, that's like, I look up to that, like, he's come from the ground up, and obviously that's what I'm doing at my stage, coming from the ground up. So I look up to Deontay Wilder as an underdog, and I want him to do it, and I think he will do it. Too much power in that right hand, way too much.
I mean, in that last fight, we obviously saw that unbelievable 12th round, Wilder landing that right and left hook, and then somehow Fury got up. Did you sort of think he'd get up from that? I mean, no one seems to have thought it anyway.
I had a bet with some boys from the gym that obviously Fury would get stopped, and when he got up from that right hand, it was pretty like Undertaker, wasn't it? Like, a surreal moment. But obviously, for everything that he went through, like, well done to him. Like, he deserved it. And personally, even though I was rooting for Wilder, I thought he did win that fight. And everybody that knows boxing knows that he won that fight. But obviously, it was a draw, so down to the rematch.
Absolutely. Who is your top 3 pound for pound in the world?
At the minute, or like?
At the minute.
At the minute, has to be Alvarez. He's definitely up there.
Canelo.
Yeah. Errol Spence, I think he's one of them as well. And Lomachenko would definitely have to be up there. 100% them three. But, yeah. But if we're talking from back in the day till now, my number 1 pound for pound have to be Roy Jones Jr. Have to be.
What is also your motivation? Obviously, early in your career, you want to obviously win area titles and then move on. But outside of sort of boxing, what is your motivation?
So, I never really wanted to be a boxer. I always wanted to be a footballer. Like, from a kid, I've been playing football. And at around 17, playing in and out of academies. And I thought the age that you're really going to go pro at academy level is from 17 to 19. I didn't get a professional contract, so I thought I'd go boxing. My brothers started boxing, and I was really, really enjoying it. But then I fell out of love with it, and that's why I chose to move to Steel City Gym. But just before that, and I've never really told anyone this, one of my friends died after a boxing match. So, like, he went into cardiac arrest and, like, had a heart attack and stuff like that. And he'd always tell me, oh, you're going to be a champion, you're going to be a champion, and all this, that. And I thought, I'm just going to do it for him and just keep pushing. And obviously my family as well, like, they love the boxing. So for my friends, my family, myself, really, like, I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to do it personally. And I love the sport. So there's a lot of things that build up to why I'm boxing. So, yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about your friend. How much extra motivation does that give you? I mean, that's quite powerful that he said that, and obviously tragic what you said has happened to him, but that must completely spur you on.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, obviously I've got a chest piece, like, obviously dedicated to him, and I've always said I would never get tattoos, but he was covered in tattoos and stuff like that, so I thought, just to show my respect, I'd get a tattoo, and I've got a chest piece that's literally dedicated to him. And I've always got his emblem on my shorts when I'm fighting, and I'm just thinking about him before I go out in a fight and stuff like that. He's always on my mind, and it's just deep motivation that, yeah.
Finally, I do want to get a prediction for you rephrase that. I do want to get sort of your take on where you're going to be by the end of the year.
So by the end of the year, hopefully I'll have my first title, and that'll put me into a great spot for next year. I want to at least get into the top 20, top 25 in Britain. I'm not far off about 30th at the minute after 7 fights, so I want to just keep pushing, secure my place in the rankings, and just keep pushing on. Like, end of the day, it's your own race. You're not racing against anybody else, so I know that I can take my time. I don't have to push all at once. I'm just 23 years old, so I'm just going to take my time, do what I want to do, and get the best out of it.
I know I said last question, but I do have one more. Dalton Smith's obviously another super lightweight we mentioned before. You sort of, as you said, he's been to the GB squad, but sort of same sort of level. What's it like having him in camp? Do you sort of spur each other on in the sense that, you know, you're both gunning for the same goal, pretty much?
So when I first moved down to the gym, and Grant used to put me to spar with Dalton, it was just some intense sparring, fireworks, just ask anybody in the gym, always just throwing bombs. But now, obviously I know Dalton's more experienced than me. I'm not shy to say it. And Dalton's a very, very class boxer, hits hard, good footwork, great inside, and he helps me a lot. Even though I think he's a year younger than me, his boxing sense, he's very, very mature. So he helps me a lot, and I help him with things, and it's a great partnership, really. Really is really good.
And also your coach, Grant Smith, he's coached many different champions, even in the gym. How much has he what advice has he sort of given you in this first year you've had as a professional?
We've been through everything from amateurs and obviously now as a pro. And I've always said, if I went boxing for Grant Smith, I wouldn't be boxing. He's very, very blunt and honest with obviously your performance, critiquing you and stuff like that. And for me, I'm a person that takes I like that. So that's good for me. And he's very, very honest, but at the same time, very, very compassionate. And we get on. He's more than obviously a coach. He's like my friend. He's like my dad in the gym. So really, really appreciate everything that he's done for me.
Brilliant stuff. Levi, thanks very much for talking to Pro Boxing fans, and we'll catch up with you soon.